Yo, so I have delayed this build video long enough. People were asking me to make a Jaws build, and unfortunately, I have been trying to get the preferred, and actually the most important part of this build, the calibration on my Jaws. So I have precision style, and I want to preface this. You want rapid style double crit rate. I've been trying to get it for a week. Unfortunately, I just haven't been able to get it. I've been spamming in chat trying to buy it. I've been trying to farm it. It's not as easy to farm because for some reason pistols just don't drop as much. And if you do get one, it's most likely going to be the wildfire. So when you go to dismantle it, you're just going to get a purple mod. There is a chance it can be Lego, but it's just so fucking rare, man. So yeah, just to preface again, before we get into anything, you are going to want a Jaws with rapid style, double crit. Obviously, try to get as high crit as you can. But yeah, anyways, let's continue. So the build is going to be broken into two different parts. It's going to be PvE and then PvP. The build doesn't really change that much. It's mostly just changing my secondary, a few cradle changes, and just what deviants you would want to run. So let us start with PvE. So for your weapon mod, we're going to be rocking Reckless Bomber. Unfortunately, I don't have a good roll, but a roll you would want something along the lines of this. You want elemental damage, status damage, and damage to great ones. Your fourth, it can be a flex, it can be whatever you want it to be. And the reason we're going to be rocking Reckless Bomber is because, for those of you that do not know, if we go to features on the weapon, crits count as +1 hits. So what that means is where it says every 4 hits will trigger unstable bomber. So let's say you hit someone and it crits, you're basically going to be counting 2 to that 4. So if you crit someone twice, you're going to instantly proc unstable bomber with just 2 shots if both of those crit. And now how we will build up our crit is we'll build our crit up with mods on our gear, and we'll get into that in a second. So secondary we're going to be rocking, of course, to no one's surprise, is going to be the recurve bow. And the reason we're rocking this is because it's weapon feature. A hit on weak spot will inflict bullseye on a target, and all weapons will gain pretty much 30% crit rate. It's easily one of the best buffs in the game. Just shoot a mob or a boss in its weak spot, and boom, you just get plus 30% crit, which obviously will make us proc more unstable bomber hits. Now, the weapon mod we're going to be rocking on the recurve bow is the vulnerability amplifier. So when you proc the bullseye, this is just going to add 8% vulnerability, allowing you to do more damage. Substats on this don't really matter, but I mean, you can build into it if you want to. Personally, I'm not investing any resources more into this bow. It's simply just to buff up my primary. Also forgot to mention the attachments we are rocking on our Jaws. So we're going to be rocking Choice Suppressor. It's going to be giving us range, stability, minus some mobility, but that doesn't really matter. We're going to be rocking the Combat Reflex, which is going to give us some aiming speed and more stability. As for the laser, we're going to be rocking Integrated Laser Sight, which is going to give us accuracy. And then, of course, we're going to be rocking the Extended Mag, which is going to give us a few more bullets and minus stability. Basically just trying to be as balanced here as possible. Okay, let's talk armor. So we're going to be rocking a 2-piece heavy duty, which is going to be giving us 10% HP and 2% elemental damage. Also going to be rocking a 2-piece falcon, which is going to give us minus 20% stamina, but we don't really care too much about that. We're mainly interested in the 12% crit damage, obviously, because we're going to be proccing a lot of crit, so may as well get some juicy crit damage. And our single piece is going to be Agent Shoes. So with the Agent Shoes, it's not really the best single item. It just gives us 10% headshot damage reduction. But if you want an actual meaningful stat that actually benefits you in PvE, you can just slap on the Scout Shoes, which just gives you 10% more HP. The reason why I'm not doing that is because the difference from a blue to a purple is increased psi intensity, and I'm not willing to take that hit on damage. And our key item, to no one's surprise, is going to be the Shaman Vulture Top. So what this does is, after triggering Unstable Bomber, we're going to be getting plus 35% crit rate, which just ties into the whole crit rate, crit damage thing. So of course, we're going to be rocking this. And now if you're unaware on how to get this, you're going to rock up to your wish machine, you're going to press G, and you're going to scroll down to status section. Once I can find it. Status blueprints, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to buy this bad boy for 8,000 Starcom. Alright, and with all that out of the way, let's get on to the armor mod. So for our helmet, we are going to be rocking Fateful Strike. Now, there is a lot of confusion with Fateful Strike, because as you can see, it clearly says cannot deal weak spot damage. So let's just get this over with. So if we go up to our dummy, right? Actually, let me take my portal. So if we go up to a dummy and we shoot it, there's a lot of people thinking that you just won't get your weak spot damage at all. No, you clearly still get it. Like, I'm clearly doing weak spot damage still. So there's absolutely no reason to not rock this mod. You still do weak damage. Now, whether that weak damage is buffed or weakened, I honestly have no idea, but you can still hit weak spot. That's all we care about. And now for substats, the main substats on the mods, you're going to want violent. If it's not violent, don't even equip it. The reason why you want violent is because it's going to have that main crit damage stat. Now, obviously, you're going to want to get this crit damage to like the one you have here, plus 12 crit damage. Now, the other two main stats you're going to want are something along the lines of this. You're going to want crit damage, damage to great ones, and magazine capacity. Your fourth one can be a flex. You're going to want this on every single piece on your armor throughout everything. Okay, and so for our mask, going to be rocking point detonation, again, violent, and with the same substats. What this does is when you hit a single enemy, you just get bonus 25% flat onto your Unstable Bomber proc. This is really good for bossing, and it's really good for single targets. Next on our chest, this is the quote-unquote the hot topic. This is going to be what changes my build for most, but this build is pretty cookie cutter, but this is mainly different. So what a lot of people are rocking is they are going to be rocking blue mods, which just increases raw damage. Most people are rocking either more crit or more status. The reason why I'm going with this is just because I actually find this mod really convenient. So actually, let me just show you what the mod does. So if I'm in like bursting down a boss, right, and I have some low health, instead of just reloading, I can just heal, and I'm already back at full ammo again, and I can just keep bursting without having to worry about rolling out of the way or just healing and being low. I can just reload and heal at the exact same time. Now, it is a damage loss, and I am considering about dropping this for PvE. It's not definitely staying on for PvP. I don't care. It's way too good in PvP, but for PvE, not really that much value. Okay, and on to the pantaloons. So for our pants, we're going to be rocking Deadshot, of course, violent again. Same stun stats as we previously said. Which this does is each crit hit by non-melee weapons grants 5% crit damage up to 45%. Its effect remove pawn on next reload. So pretty much for each one of your bullets, this is just going to stack and stack and stack more crit damage. This mod is just, the amount of crit damage you get from it is insane. And for our gloves, I'm going to be rocking Crit Amplifier. This just gives us a flat 10% crit rate and a flat 10% crit damage. Again, you're going to want violent, same substats as we discussed before. And for our boots, this is, again, another kind of a hot topic, but to me it's just completely obvious what you want. So some people are going to be rocking Slow and Steady. and some people are going to be rocking covered advanced. Me, personally, I do prefer covered advanced. It's just up way more often, and you still get the same benefit. As for slow and steady, you have to be at that 90% health, or you're just not getting this at all. You're still going to get that 10% if you're under 90%, but you're not going to be getting that flat 20% as if you were at 90%. As for with covered advance, as long as you're not taking damage for 4 seconds, you're getting just a flat 20%. So for me, I'm sticking with covered advance. I'll let you choose between the two. But again, you're going to want violent, same subsets as we previously discussed. Okay, and for everybody's favorite part, the Cradle Perks. So I'm going to be rocking handgun enhancement for 20% more damage with our handgun. I'm going to be rocking Master Tactician. I will tell you why in a second. And we're going to be rocking Deviation Master. So when we have our Deviant out against other Deviants, we're going to be doing 50% more damage, which is always nice. And we're going to be rocking Rapid Aid for more heals and a lower cooldown on our heals. And we're going to be rocking Tactical Combo. So when we hit that bullseye with our bow, as soon as we switch to our jaws, we get 25% more damage onto that. And we're going to be rocking Status Enhancement. So after you hit a weak spot, which again, people think that you just don't proc weak spots with Fateful Strike. So we already disproved that. So you're still going to be getting this buff. And we're going to be rocking Sprint. Obviously, you want to move faster, all cheaper, yada, yada, yada. And our last one is First Round Blast, which is the Unstable mod buff. And now for why we're going to be rocking Tactical Master is simply if you just throw an item when fighting a great one and get Jesus, and you only want to use this when you are fighting a great one. So what this does is if I just throw something, any throwable, I get that 25% damage for 15 seconds. And which is even more insane about this, you don't even have to hit him with it. You can literally just spawn into the fight and just throw something and boom, you get that buff. And lastly, what deviant we are going to be rocking. For me, it's a no-brainer. You're going to be rocking the Hound, the Lone Wolf First Pair, whatever you want to call it. The reason why we're rocking this is when this is out, you just get a flat weapon damage increase. Now, this does increase with whatever skill rating your Lone Wolf is. I'm pretty sure at 3-3, this is at like 34%. Fortunately, I've been farming the fuck out of these. I haven't gotten a better one. So yeah, you're going to be rocking this. And what is really good about the Hound Deviant, in my opinion, is when you're fighting great ones and they spawn any like trash mobs or stuff, like even the great one itself, since this motherfucker spawns in like upwards like 6 versions of itself, it would straight up pull aggro sometimes from everything, just allowing you to just DPS more, which you'll see in some of the boss kills I'm going to be dropping after this. So yeah, that's why we're going to be rocking the Hound Deviant. Alright, that was everything for PvE. I'm going to leave this section with 2 boss kills, one being a great one, and one being a silo run. Okay, so I was editing this video and I realized I forgot to mention something that I wanted to mention, which was the what I'm calling the Star Crumb is no limit version of this build, which is just pretty much a full legendary armor set. Star Crumb no limit again. So that would be a 4-piece Lone Wolf set, which should just increase your crit like no man's business. This can stack up 10 times. It's both crit rate and crit damage. You're gonna want 4 pieces of this, and then your 1 piece you're going to want Bastille, which is when HP is above 70%, you get 10% more damage flat. And then of course we're still gonna be rocking the Shaman top. Where is Shaman top? Oh, I already have it. Yeah. So again, this is Star Crumb is no limit. This is like ultimate endgame. You're gonna want 4-piece Lone Wolf, 1-piece Bastille, and Shaman top. Forgot to mention, enjoy the clips. Okay, now to my favorite section, the PvP version of this build. So let us change to the PvP build. Okay, so main change is obviously the secondary. We're going to be rocking Bingo. Now, there is a debate on whether you should be rocking Unstable Bomber Sniper, which is the Gold lore. This was the first weapon I bought. I was planning on making a whole build completely dedicated to this, but I did not find this sniper worth it, and that is simply because in order for you to get the Unstable Bomber proc from this weapon, you have to hit the weak spot, which I'm fine with. I can hit the headshot, but it's a chance. I don't like that it is a chance. It's a very high chance, don't get me wrong, and you can fuck some people up with this shit, especially if you max it out and get a good builder on it, but it's at the end of the day, it is just raw damage from the sniper. So the reason why I went with Bingo is because the bullseye. And this is a lower chance, by the way, if you hit the weak spot. But what a lot of people don't mention about the Bingo is its second features. After you switch weapon, the first hit will proc bullseye. So you don't even need to hit the head. Just as long as you hit them after with that first shot when you switch weapons, they are going to be weak. And we're going to rocking the same mod as we did in our PvE section, which is vulnerability. Now you can build this weapon out and you can hit like a fucking truck with this. I'm still debating on whether I want to or not. But yeah, you'll see in the PvP clip later that you can proc this vulnerability so often that you don't even need to worry about hitting the weak spot. But obviously if you do, you're still going to get that bullseye proc. And once they have that bullseye proc, you just fucking delete them with Jaws. You can just straight up two-tap people with it. Okay, and on the Jaws, we're still going to be rocking the same calibration, which is rapid style, crit rate. Still going to be rocking the same mods and the same weapon mod, which is Reckless Bomber. Now for the perks you want on this, you're going to want elemental damage, you're going to want status damage, and you're going to want at least 2 forms of reduction, which is can either be headshot damage reduction or it can be a weapon damage reduction, which I do want to show you exists. I know I have one somewhere. There we go. You want something like weapon damage reduction, obviously against other players. And for the armor, we're still going to be rocking Fateful Strike with Violent. Now for armor substats, you're going to want stuff like crit damage as the main stat. Either your substat's going to be reload, weapon mag, or status damage reduction. Stuff like that is really good. And now for the mask, going to want point detection, violent, same substats as we just previously discussed. Chest plate, and now again, another hot topic, like I said in the PvE section, but just in case you weren't there, a lot of people are going to be rocking either a blue crit mod in this or a blue status damage mod. I personally am going to be rocking quick combat. Obviously, you want a violent roll with the same stats we just discussed. The reason why I'm going with this is because this mod alone has saved me in PvP scenarios so much. So if you're low on ammo, right, instead of just committing to a reload, you can just simply heal, and boom, you're just full mag again. So what I like to do in PvP is I like to just simply burst someone down, and then just get into cover. Instead of reloading, I just heal, and then I'm right back out there and doing more damage again. Which you will see in the PvP clip that I have later. It is Carbon Scramble, but yeah, so for now, we're going to go on with the gloves. Again, going to be rocking Crit Amplifier, Violent, main stat, crit damage, same substats as I previously mentioned. And for the boots, I'm going to be rocking Covert Advance for that increased damage while not in combat. And now for deviants. So a lot of people are going to be rocking gel, but that was recently nerfed. I was never a fan of it in PvP anyways. It does heal you for a lot, but it just wasn't my thing. What I have been rocking is the Mini Wonder. So what this does is when you place this down and you put it into combat assistant, it will sit around and fly around you, and if someone shoots at you, this thing will just straight up absorb all the bullets. It's fucking hilarious when someone just jumps around a corner, tries to shoot you, and you just whip this bad boy out, and they just do no damage. Now, a lot of people don't know that this is in the game, and it's because the way you get it is really weird, honestly. So how you get this is you're going to want to go to a advanced synthesis bench and going to want to spam craft vortex grenades. You have a pretty low chance of getting this on every craft, but this is the only way you can get it in PvP servers. So just craft this as many times as you want. Try to get a good one. Try to get one in general, but that is how you get the mini wonder in a PvP server. Personally, it's my favorite PvP deviant. Alright, and now for the Cradle Perks, we're going to be rocking handgun enhancement for the pistol damage. Going to be rocking rapid aid for the more heals and shorter cooldowns. You're going to be rocking agility for every time you roll. Get 15% damage reduction. The most important one, Brawl Boost. A lot of people don't know that this works in PvP, but yes, if you just have this, you're going to get a flat 20% damage reduction against all players. Then, of course, going to be rocking tactical combos. Same thing we did in PvE with the bullseye switch. We're going to be doing that in PvP as well. Again, status damage enhancement, sprint, and of course the unstable bomber perk. Pretty standard. Alright, and yeah, that is pretty much everything PvP and PvE wise. Now, do want to just say that there is a pretty damn good likelihood that Jaws will be nerfed. It is insanely strong in PvP. It's pretty okay in PvE, but in PvP it's definitely the most dominant weapon, so there's a chance it would be nerfed. So again, build at your own discretion. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to leave you with that PvP clip that I got just straight farming people with this build. Again, I don't have the preferred calibration. I only have a precision style crit rate. I still slap people with it, but just imagine what I'll be doing if I actually had the right calibration. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Peace.
Shells for a living and berry gon' smell blood trail every minute rogue wave and you niggas no fair when I hit them every time I see it big I don't hesitate to kill them and nobody give a fuck about a rule either get the promos or the tool I'm a cool with my youngest no blue when I spring in this cage you fuckers fucking gang affiliated with nothing but my name man I don't give a fuck about a motherfucking pole I'ma pull up with that stick and hit your motherfucking dough man I don't give a fuck about a motherfucking pole I'ma pull up with that stick and hit your motherfucking dough. Yeah. People be starving and people be killing for food with that crack and that spoon, but the rich motherfuckers they stay eating good, dropping waste, living good. Holding stick glocks, but you been a bitch, suck a thick cock, fucking grip, walk, hit a strip like in Bangkok. Never ever see me ever trip, but I live bright. See me on the TV screaming, bitch, you a damn fraud. And you don't wanna fuck with a chick like me. When I pull up in that Maserati, better duck for your brain splatter on the concrete. I'ma hit you with that 4-5 bullet, hit your neck, run the bow tie, looking like a thriller film, bitch. I'ma go right back with the clip, and I know you be shaking. Don't test me or I'ma just click at your noggin. Man, I don't give a fuck about a